Welcome back viewers. In today's video we are going to check out the Enlightenment Desktop of NixOS. So we had installed the Enlightenment Desktop and now we are going to check out the Enlightenment Desktop. Whenever we install an Enlightenment Desktop in any of the Linux distribution, on the first boot up, configuration for the Enlightenment Desktop has to be done. There are some 4-5 steps for the configuration of the Enlightenment Desktop. So first is the language setting. So you have to select the language. So we have got some languages available. So we have to check. I will select any English language available, any English option. So we have got one option, that is the British English, or you have to use the American English. So I will use the American English and we will click on the next button. Then you have to select the keyboard layout. So few keyboards are there. So India keyboard is not there. So I will use the American layout because we have used the American language. So for that, English US keyboard layout is good enough. And now there are two options. One is the computer standard enlightenment and there is a tiling enlightenment option. So it is standard enlightenment and computer is also standard. So we will go with the first option that is selected by default, that is computer standard enlightenment. So there will be no tiling, I think configuration is there. So maybe the tiling will be partially there. Let us see what happens, and then we select on the next. So now the Enlightenment Desktop will be configured and then it will be booted up. So we are it is adding some missing app files. So based on our configuration, it will add the files that are missing. So now the sizing of the window panels is there. So there are some options. So you can have very minimal or very thin window. The window, the top bar or the top panel of the window, it will be smaller, thinner, lighter. So the font size will also be small, or you can go with very large fonts and the size of the window bars. So we will go with the default selection. And now there is a configuration for the focus. So if you want to focus on a window when the mouse enters the window or whether a window is clicked, so we can have this whether the mouse enters the window. So if you just make the mouse enter a window, then the window will be focused, or you can have an option whenever a window is clicked, so you can click anywhere on the window and then the window will be focused. So we will go with the default option that is selected by the system for us. And now it is showing us a message that BlueZ Bluetooth service was not found. Install or enable the BlueZ Bluetooth service for the network management support. So we will just click next. And now there is an option for compositing. You have to either use the hardware accelerated, that is the OpenGL, or you have to use the tier free rendering. So we will go with the hardware accelerated. But since this is a virtual machine, maybe the hardware accelerator will not work. So we will go with the tier free rendering. Now Enlightenment can check for new versions, updates, security and bug fixes, as well as the available add-ons. So this is very useful because it lets you know about the available bug fixes and security fixes when they happen. As a result, Enlightenment will connect to the enlightenment.org and transmit some information like any web browser might do. No personal information such as username, password, or any personal files will be transmitted. If you don't like this, you can disable this below. It is highly advised that you do not disable this, as it will leave you with vulnerabilities or having to live with bugs. So we will enable the update checking. Now the taskbar can be added to show the open windows and applications. The iBar launcher can already do this. So this is just in addition to that. So if you want, we can enable the taskbar. So now the actual Enlightenment Desktop will be booted. So you can see the Enlightenment Desktop is now booted. You have got some icons on the desktop like home, root and the temporary folder. And bottom there is a dock. This is the Enlightenment dock. So here you can do all the settings. Now we will go with, this is the settings panel. Okay. These are the workspace selector. You have got this. What is this terminology? What is that? Okay, so terminology, terminal app is there. So this is the terminal console. You have got Firefox. What is this? This is the volume control. You have got this temperature sensor. You got this day, date, time calendar, and along with its settings. And then you have got this volume control. It is a simple volume control, and there is a link or the button for the sound mixer. And then what is this? This is the network manager. So right now the wired connection is there. It is showing wired connection, and Wi-Fi is off, so you can start the Wi-Fi and configure it. E-connection man stopped running unexpectedly. There was no error message. So you can save this message. The error log will be saved as home SAM e-connection man. So e-connection manager is the connection manager for the Enlightenment. So Enlightenment connection manager is the full form, full name of the e-con man. And there is advanced setting also. And you can toggle between advanced and the basic settings from here. Then you have got this language selection. So you can click, it is already selected anyway, and there is this settings, and then you got this power manager. So this is the power manager where you can power off, suspend, lock, reboot, hibernate or log out. So hibernate right now is not working because maybe during the installation we had not selected the swap to hibernate, so that's why. Now what we will do is, let us open the home folder. So this is the file manager of this Enlightenment Desktop. You got desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, videos, and the econman log. So this is the home directory for the user, and you can log in as a root with the file manager. So you got root privileges when using the file manager, and this is the temporary folder. So you can see here the systemd, some temporary files of the system are being shown here. Now let us check out the applications. So eCree, I think is the, I think this is a text editor or something. Yes, it is a text editor, and you can do the addition of text from here. You can create, edit the text. You can save the text from here. I will discard this. In development section, you got this elementary perf and elementary test. What is this? Let us check. Elementary performance test. So this is the graphics test for the Enlightenment Desktop. So I will close this anyway. But first, I think we should change the resolution of the screen. What I will do is, let us go and open the settings, and let us do the screen setup. Yes, and first let us use this. So it is perfectly so working fine. So you can change the screen resolution. It is working perfectly fine. I will close this. First we will check out the apps, and then we will come back again to the settings menu. So we have checked out the development. So there are two tests for the graphics test. In graphics, you have got this ePhoto. So ePhoto is the default photo management application for the Enlightenment Desktop. You can see it here. There are some key bindings for the photo app, so that will be useful for you. So now I will close this. Internet, you got this connection manager econ man with agent. So the connection manager will be there, and then is Firefox is there. So right now there is error log. It is not working because it in virtual machine. Maybe my host is not connected to the internet, that's why it is showing the error messages. In multimedia, we got the e-mixer. E-mixer is nothing but the sound mixer for the Enlightenment Desktop. So here you can see the outputs, inputs, and the sound cards that are available. Now I will close this and we will go back again. In system, you got this Enlightenment file manager that we already checked. You can manage printing. So the printer manager is there. I think it should open up now. Meanwhile, we can open some more applications like the NixOS manual is available. Yes, now it is opening up. So XTerm is there. XTerm is the XFC terminal, and terminology is also terminal available. So there are two terminals available, and printer manager has opened up in a web interface. So I think you can install HPLIP also here. HPLIP will work with Enlightenment Desktop, or you can install any application for the brother or other printers here. It will work in Enlightenment Desktop because we have got the perfect base system. Base system of OpenSUSE Leap is very good. It has got lot of functionality. So HP Leap or any other printer application from the manufacturer will work. For example, brother or Xerox application, printer applications will also work here. HPLIP, I am confident it will work. I have used the HPLIP earlier with Enlightenment Desktop. It is working. Now, I think we have checked everything. Yes. And there is this video player. Yes, that was pending. So we had checked out the e-mixer and the Rage video player is there. Now I will close this file. Okay, we will check out the Firefox version also. So I am trying to open up the Rage media player. So this is a multimedia player that is available for the Enlightenment Desktop. So these are some settings for the Rage media player. You can move this application from the different desktops. There are 4 desktops or workspaces available. You can move applications using this. So you can move the Rage to any of the desktop you want. You can do the alignment for the desktop. So by default, it will open up in that alignment that is done here. You can make it always work on the top. You can make it sticky. You can control the shades. You can control the borderless settings for the Rage media player. Now let us check out the version of Firefox. So it is latest 106.0.5. Now we have completed, I think, the applications. Yes, nothing is pending. Okay, now there are some navigation. So you can navigate from here. So this is the file manager navigation. So you can navigate to the desktop, home, favorites, and the root. You can also navigate as a root to any of the system folders. So these are all the system folders where you can navigate as a root or as a user. So as a user also you can do it. We can see it here, and you can run everything from here. What is this? Okay, so you can run any of the applications here. So you have to just open the file manager. It will open up file manager. You have to go to the application that you want to run, and then you can start the application from here. And there are some plugins and settings also available here. So it is a very advanced tool that is available for the users. Now how to close this? Okay, it has got closed. Now let us come down. So here you can take a screenshot. There is a screenshot utility is available. So right now it is showing the whole desktop. You can also change crop the desktop using the tools. This is the cropping tool. You can adjust the view. You can delete the objects. So if you have taken a screenshot, you can delete it. You can add some functionality to the desktop. You can add the colors. You can have a custom color. You can save, share, copy, and delay the screenshot also. So you can take a screenshot with a delay, say 5 seconds or 10 seconds, like that, all those things. So it is an advanced screenshot tool that is available. Now I will close this. In the desktop, you have got this set desktop virtual desktop tool. You have got shelves, so you can add a shelf or delete a shelf. So what is a shelf? Let us open. So for that, I think we will have to take an advanced session or advanced video on the shelf. So I will just jot it down in my diary. So maybe we can go with this shelf. What is shelf? How to manipulate the shelf? Because it itself it will be a one video, say 15 or 20 minutes video to show you everything how it works. So you can here you can see the shelf. So shelf can be displayed on the screen at any of the edges of the desktop. So there are 5 edges on the sides and one each on the top and bottom. So you can display the shelf here, and the shelf can contain objects, applications that are running, something like that. So for this I will have to make a separate video. I will just jot it down. So I will jot it down as the Enlightenment shelf. So we will have video, separate video on that. Now let us go over and what are the gadgets? So gadgets, you can see here the backlit, clock, settings, connection manager. All the gadgets can be stored in some shelf, and then shelf can be displayed on the screen at the 5 locations on the left and right, and one at the top and the bottom. So we can, right now we cannot have the shelf on the bottom because the dock is there. So 5 shelf positions on left, right, and one on the top can be used. And you can see all this is nothing but the sensor. So you can have some sensors also that will be displayed on the desktop. For this, all these configurations we can have a different video because it is a extensive subject. It will require 15-20 minutes each on the shelf as well as the desktop gadgets of the Enlightenment Desktop. So once we proceed, right now I am trying to focus on only the desktop reviews. Once we are done the desktop reviews, then we will go in deeper and deeper Linux configurations and the desktop. So we will go deeper as the channel matures. Right now we are just trying to cover up all the desktops in detail, in little detail, but once we go ahead, once all the desktops are covered, then we will go for the advanced learning. So now we are focusing on the standard learning and trying to cover all the desktops, all the good desktops, all the good Linux distributors that are available in the market, and later on we can go with the advanced. So maybe we can have paid learning courses available so that you can join us for a paid course. So we will design the paid course later on, but for this year at least we will just focus on the learning the and checking out the different desktops and the Linux distributions available. And here there is this change wallpaper. So this is the app for changing the wallpaper. So right now this desktop is there. We can go with the bamboo desktop. I think, oh, it's very beautiful. Yes, it's very beautiful. Now what I will do is, let me minimize this. Looks superb. Let me go with the dunes one. This is also look very nice. You can see here it is looking very nice. Then we will go and check out further. Okay, this is also nice looking. Very nice looking wallpaper. Green maple. Enlightenment has very good wallpapers. I have used Enlightenment earlier. Last year I was using Enlightenment in Debian. So lot of good wallpapers are there in Enlightenment Desktop. This one is also a gorgeous looking wallpaper. Yes, very nice looking wallpaper. Yes, this one is also nice looking. This one also should look nice. Yes, this is also nice looking wallpaper. So I think we had seen most of the good wallpapers, or there are some pending wallpapers. This is not that good. Not that good. We check out the pics. Yes, this might be good. Many people nowadays like dark themes and dark wallpapers. So this is also nice looking. So that's it. I think we have covered up the wallpaper settings. So you can use the theme wallpaper. So when you change the theme, the wallpaper will also change if you click here. And you can choose the wallpapers from your personal folders. This is all these wallpapers that we have checked is from the system folder, which is activated right now. And you can go up to the directory and open up any file folder and then select the wallpapers from that file folder. So now we will go over to the windows. We can clean up the windows. So if there are many windows that are open up, then all those windows will be closed by clicking on this. So now it is cleaning up the windows that are working in the background or like that. And you can check out the lost window. Suppose you got 10-15 windows open up and suppose one of the windows you are unable to find, you can find it from here. And this is the Enlightenment, so you can check out the version. So the version of Enlightenment Desktop here is 0.25.3. So I think it is the latest Enlightenment Desktop, or at least the stable version, latest stable version used by us right now. And about the theme, so we are using the currently the flat theme of the Enlightenment Desktop, and you can change the theme. So I think only the default theme is available, but you can always import the themes. You can go to the enlightenment.org and you can download the themes from there, or you can check out the enlightenmentlook.org and you can download the themes for the Enlightenment Desktop. There are a lot of themes available. And you can report a bug from here. So you can, yes, so it will open up the bug page of the enlightenment.org and you can report a bug. You can restart and exit the system. There are some now settings panel. Yes, now what we will do is we will go over to the settings panel. So the look is there and some themes, let us check out. No, only one theme is there. We already checked, and the color palette is there. So you can change the color palette of your theme of your system. And this is the font selector, so you can enable the custom font classes, and then you can change the default font using this. So there is a lot of fonts are available, and also there are different sizes of fonts. So you can have the fonts from tiny up to the 20 pixel size. So a lot of flexibility is there with the fonts. And here you can change the palette. So different palettes are there for the colors used in the system. And you can do the window decoration. So we can have a default border style. You can have a borderless windows. Everything is possible here. There are a lot of custom configurations that are possible here. And this is the settings for the apps. So you can have personal application launchers, favorite applications, launcher applications, screen lock applications, screen unlock applications, restart applications, startup applications. So you can specify which applications will be started when you start the system or start the Enlightenment Desktop. And you can order the startup of the different applications. So say your wallpaper manager will open first, then you will open the sound mixer. So like that you can specify the order of startup. And the desktop environment, so you can configure the X11 basics, the major desktop. So you can start the GNOME services on login. You can start the KDE services on login. So suppose you are using some KDE or GNOME applications with the Enlightenment Desktop, because Enlightenment Desktop will not have all those features that are available in GNOME or KDE. For example, the GS Connect, or you are using the KDE Connect, then you require the GNOME and KDE services to run in background to support the GS Connect or the KDE Connect application you are using with the Enlightenment Desktop to connect with your mobile phone or your tablet or your PC. Then you will have to install certain GNOME and KDE applications. So those will be installed when you select and install GS Connect or KDE Connect, and those systems can be automatically started. If you click here on this, you can start those applications by default whenever you start the Enlightenment Desktop. So that will be helpful for you, and you can show applications only for Enlightenment. Right now it is showing for any, but you can only show the applications for Enlightenment, so that is no hotspot. So I will show you now. We have selected the show application only for the Enlightenment. We have to apply here, close this, and now check out all the applications only for the Enlightenment will be shown here. Any application that is not by default for the Enlightenment Desktop will disappear from your menu, application menu. So that's how it is all working. Things are working in Enlightenment Desktop. Now let us go over to the screen. You can do a screen setup. So we already done the screen setup. You can have a backlight also. So you have to start it. It is now on. Close this. Now let us go over to the here. This is the keyboard and the mouse settings. So you can specify the key bindings. So these are the different key bindings. So you can specify the action of the key binding. There are some single key actions also available, and you can set the key bindings for the clock, for the compositor, for the desktop. You can flip the desktop left, right, up, down. All those things can be done here. There are some swipe bindings also available. So if you want to swipe on your screen, then those settings can be done here. We already checked out the window decoration. Now this is the menu settings. So in the main menu, what to show, favorites, applications, you can show show or hide the application names, generic names, comments. You can also comment on some application. Suppose some important application is there, then you can comment on that application, and those comments will be shown alongside with the application. So you can remember the application, certain important things about the application specifically. You can auto scroll, set the margins, the cursor margin. You can do some miscellaneous settings for the menu scroll speed, fast mouse move threshold, the click drag, timeout, all those things. So it is got lot of configuration and customization capabilities for the Enlightenment Desktop. And then these are the language settings. So you can change the language settings for the desktop. These are the system language settings, the input method settings. So right now it is not using any input method, but you can add for Chinese or Japanese. You can add for Korean also. You can add those input method settings. And this is the settings for the transition. So we are in the look settings for the look, system look, and here you can do the transition settings for the startup, desk change, background. So if you change the desk or the workspace, then there will be some transition. So you can do the transition. So there are 3 transitions available: none, crossfade, and the V swipe. Maybe you can add some more transitions also. So I will not check that out, but there is a possibility it is available, or it can be done in Enlightenment Desktop. And this is the scale settings that we done when we first booted into the Enlightenment Desktop. So this setting was done when we had first tried to boot into the Enlightenment Desktop. Compositor also. So right now the default compositor is there, that is focused in, and we can have a hidden everything or visible. So all these settings are available, and the rendering settings for the compositor is also available here. So right now you are using software rendering, but you can use the OpenGL rendering also. So all things we have done here. We have checked everything out. And there's certain settings for the launcher also. So everything configuration, everything plugin applications, everything plugin files. So this is the launcher application. We have checked this out also, and there are some profiles also. Let us check out. Yes, this profile we had done the configuration while we tried to first log in into the Enlightenment Desktop. So system asks us whether you want to do a computer with computer standard Enlightenment option or the tiling standard environment option. So here in the tiling is available for the Windows, and in the standard there will be minimal or say default tiling features available, but with the tiling option there will be full tiling options available. So this is much more advanced tiling features will be available in the second option, that is this. Okay, so I think we have completed the desktop. I will stop the video here. In the next video, we will check out the Budgie desktop of NixOS. Budgie is available, I think, in the NixOS or some other any other desktop that is available. We will check out. So see you in the next video. Bye.